Prime.
You know what I did watch? Who all watched Invincible this week except Phil because Phil hates it.
Oh yeah. Oh what?
I ain't gonna lie, I only watched like the first episode or two. I forgot.
Let's fucking go.
All I'm gonna say is, yeah, I'm glad it's back. I do see what Phil was talking about when they get lazy with animation.
The character designs, yes,
the character design for like the random Indian woman,
the mother of the Titan.
It was literally Mark's mom.
You just color swapped in Asian. Like you just colored her brown and put a dot in the middle of her head. Like that was so lazy. How did they let that fly?
Because sadly, from what I've heard of, not particularly that project, but a lot of stuff I keep hearing from animation is that even in the year 2025, animation still has a tight budget, and like they either don't plan it out well or they just squeeze out the money from folks at pivotal points and whatnot. So like it's not a new concept to reuse the character design, but yeah, you would think that like really in 2025 we couldn't make one more different design.
You couldn't try to make it look slightly different at all. But other than that, I did like the fact that we legitimately saw Mark doing a training montage. You saw as he started to bulk up. They didn't start it out where he was like just fully like fully huge and jacked. Cecil was legitimately working with him, which made his crash out even more tragic because it's like you were just all for this guy. Like you were just all for this guy a couple of days ago, and now it's just you see like he's doing something questionable, and you're pissed. For on one end, I get why Mark is mad, but on the other end, I get why Cecil did the way he did, did what he did, especially when you see Cecil's backstory and see what happened with him. I see it from both sides.
Yes.
Well, I would argue that given Cecil's backstory, that he should have been more.
Buddy, I didn't cut you off.
Sorry, just that like he already had the principles that Mark is like standing for. Do you know what I mean? So he should have been incredibly more open and accepting to the argument. He should have known what to say without having to need the years in prison, which he did. Do you know what I mean? Because he's lived that experience, so he should know the right things to say to Mark to explain his point, right? So he was wrong on every instance, right? Because again, even if he's just trying to incapacitate Mark, you don't have to fully invade his body. You can put it in infrastructure all around the planet to make like a complete set.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah,
that was
he chose
crazy.
the worst option on every level.
Yeah.
Aside from
and
the fact,
his dialogue,
he's
throwing it about his dad and stuff, and like and
dad,
it's just like
everything.
No.
He was gaslighting Mark in the White Room, though. Like he was gaslighting him. I'm like, you're egging him on. Why would you egg him on? Which is why every time
I'm scared of you.
Which is why every time him and Mark came face to face, I'm glad Mark was on demon time with Cecil. Every time he just grabbed him by the neck, respectfully. Hey, Mark, go that extra mile. He wants you to do it anyway. Either way,
it's fine if you respectfully grab someone by the neck.
Yeah,
as long as you're respectful about it.
Honestly, either way it goes, and Taj warned me about this with Oliver. You're scared of Mark? No, be scared of this little purple thing. Be scared of this kid.
Well, no, Oliver's a demon, bro.
This the one you got to worry about.
And you rocking the boat with Debbie isn't gonna help because she's the one that's like making sure that stuff is at cooler heads right now. And yeah, it what's weird with Cecil and Mark down, like you're both boneheads, and they won't admit it. They won't admit that they can be boneheads. And even at one point, Mark says like Cecil was right about Angstrom. He was right about that. And but thank God Eve is part of his life. Thank God.
That was funny though, because he's like, that's different. I said, no, it's not. That's not different. You beat that man in cold blood. Like you blacked out and just kept going. Because he was he was threatening. Yes, he was threatening your mother. Yes, he hurt your mother. Yes, he came after Oliver. Yes, he was a threat. But you didn't have to go that far.
And he realized that when it happened, he was like, holy shit, I just went the part of the Viltruman in me just activated fully.
Yeah.
And I blacked out for an instance. And I love the conundrum. I love that with the show and the book. Like,
have y'all been seeing all the recent hate online lately?
For
about how they did Amber or whatever when it comes to the whole romance stuff. Like people don't like that. It's like they was like she felt like the disposable black girlfriend trope, and people are like pissed about that. I've been seeing it lately. Yeah, I've been seeing it.
I haven't seen it at all. If
I've
like,
seen it a few times.
I
It's
didn't
mainly
like
coming from females, but you know.
I didn't like what she had done in the first season, but then again, I respected her stance. Doesn't mean I liked it and whatnot. So I'm like, really? Like, if anything, it's again perspective, not black but brown. But like, I'm like, and especially how these first episodes played out. I'm like, they went in the most adult way possible in the respective regards of like, yeah, we had a thing going on, but like we were just two different worlds that couldn't balance it out well. And like even she admitted that like you two know more how to balance it out than we would ever have done. And she also moved on.
I thought it was fine too, but I was just asking, did anybody see the outrage? Because
I have not seen it.
No, I was like, why everybody that mad about it?
I might look into it. I want to see that perspective.
I was like, I kind of get it, but at the same time, I'm like, I mean, he doesn't end up with Amber, so I mean, they're doing the fucking.
It's probably because they were struggling to find something else to be mad about.
People
so
just want something to talk about.
Yeah. I was like, this time it's not about race. I was like, I'm black. I didn't feel no type of way about this.
Me either.
Like,
and Mark tried for 2 fucking seasons.
And it just didn't work. Like, what the fuck?
And they legitimately, they were in a good place. They were in a good place last season.
And then Anissa,
it's the whole thing with Anissa and
oh my gosh, my gosh, when that
and that's a whole nother thing that I don't want to talk about, but like it's gonna get cray if they do that. Like,
yo, I got some more shoes.
Hey Phil, you watch Invincible? Any thoughts?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I got some yesterday.
Jake, why are you poking the bear?
I'm gonna show you my shoes.
Oh, Phil's gonna
leave him be.
You out.
I don't answer stupid questions.
But you talked to. Never mind.
You? Yeah, I know.
Nah, there was like 5 other people I was gonna name.
Oh, but seriously though, like I think that this season is off to a great start.
Mm-hmm.
Other than like the ooh, nice. Other than the
smile.
Other than the mishap,
the Wendy's, bro. These the customs, the aliens
I'm
on the back.
Happy for all my friends who like Invincible. The animation ain't great though.